Boys, today we are back and we just saw UFC 324 last night. I'm going to go over every single fight and give my reaction. It's good to have the UFC back. Last night's card, it was a little mid, but the main event made up for it. Let's get straight into it. I'm glad we have fights back, man. But this card was a little mid, all right? I'm not going to lie. The amount of ads that were played were insane. We're not getting most walkouts anymore, which sucks. Walkouts are like one of the best parts of the sport, which we didn't even see like the featured fight walkouts, which sucks because if like Charles ever fights like on the feature fight ever again, we're not going to see his goated walkout. But I think they'll show like the top stars walkouts, like they showed O'Malley's in the co-main, so I think they'll do shit like that. But the ads were insane. Other than that, the quality was crisp as hell on Paramount Plus. Yeah, everything was fine. DC couldn't stop breathing in the fucking mic, or it was Joe Rogan. I don't know who it was, but that shit was so fucking annoying. All you heard was in the fucking mic for like 10 minutes straight during like the main and co-main. So they need to, someone in his ear like needs to tell him to shut the fuck up with that shit, or I don't know. But anyway, let's get right into it. The first fight, Adam Fugitt versus Ty Miller. I predicted Ty Miller to win. He did with 1 second left. Adam Fugitt doesn't know how to defend punches. Ty Miller hit him with a right hand like 500 times, literally just a straight right. And yeah, he didn't know how to defend against a straight right. So Ty Miller won in the first round with 1 second left at the buzzer. Yeah, not really much else to say about this. He didn't look that good. Fugit cut him with an elbow on the head, had him wobbled. The guys from Contender Series, Ty Miller, he'll never be anything special. He didn't look good. All he did was straight right hands, and that's it. So Adam Fugit learned how to defend a punch. Ty Miller wins. I was 1-for-1 in predictions. Moving on. This fucking guy, Josh Hokett, man. Josh Hokett versus Denzel Freeman. I said Denzel Freeman is fucking horrible at fighting. The guy didn't even land a strike. Holy shit. I said this. I said in his fight against like Bujolk or something on UFC Qatar, I made a video about this. I said it was the most boring fight of the year. Denzel Freeman barely threw any strikes, and he won that fight, and they were like fucking clapping after like they went to war. Like him and his opponent were like shaking hands and shit. Denzel Freeman's genuinely terrible. The heavyweight division's fucking cooked. Josh Hokett goes out there, just ragdolls him in the first 5 seconds. Freeman weighs like 40 more pounds than him, but Hokett just started ragdolling him. Freeman's god-awful. Hokett's not that good either, but Hokett goes out there, immediately takes him down, just gets control time, and then, bro, he was landing shot. Freeman ended up getting back up. Hokett was landing shots, and this guy, Denzel Freeman, just stumbles to the back of the fucking cage. Hokett flips him off, and they call the fight off. It was the first ever fight to get called off via middle finger. Mark Smith is the worst fucking ref. I'm glad Mark Smith blew his ACL out last night. We don't have to see that guy ref any more fights because he's dog shit. You just let the fight go to the second round, in my opinion. We could have seen like a highlight reel knockout from Hokett, but I don't know. Mark Smith, thank God for tearing your ACL. You're fucking terrible at reffing. And you literally called the fight off due to a middle finger, so that was crazy. And then after Hokett, fucking Hokett is the most corny, unauthentic, corny motherfucker on the roster. The guy's a fucking cornball. I want to see him get slept. Like just the shit he says is just so like it's like the epitome of like red pill shit. It's so fucking annoying. This guy Hokett, someone please sign him out for me. I'll Venmo you like fucking $500 if you sign this guy out. So. Yeah, Hokett wins first round against an absolute shit can. Cut Denzel Freeman. I posted this right after the fight on X. Cut Denzel Freeman. The guy's not a fighter. The guy's fucking awful. So cut Freeman. Someone please slime out Hokett. He's a cornball, and everyone loves this guy for fucking some reason. I want to see the guy genuinely spazzing cold on the floor. So moving on. This was a little upset here. Oh, by the way, I picked Hokett, so I'm 2-0 on picks so far. Moving on, I got this one wrong. I picked Charles Johnson. This was a nice little upset by Alex Perez. Rock Johnson, I can't remember. It was a left hook right to the temple. That's what it was. Perez rocks Johnson with a left hook to the temple. Johnson goes down. He gets back up, but he's just fucking stumbling all over the place. Perez finally hits him with another left hand. And yeah, he goes down. That was the end of the fight. Johnson was like mad at the stoppage. Like he pushed the ref off and like wouldn't say anything to Perez after Perez like tried to like dap him up or something. But Johnson was pissed, blew a huge opportunity because Johnson was like a decent little guy up in the rankings, but Perez was on a fucking, like I said, Perez was finished. I said he'd never win a fight again. He's probably gonna get cut, but he did miss weight though, which sucks. I mean, fucking make weight. But Perez gets it done. Little upset. Another first round finish. We started off hot with 3 first round finishes, so This was cool to see Perez bounce back. I was happy for him. So Perez gets it done over Johnson. Johnson's one of those guys that's going to win 2, lose 2, win 3, lose 1, win 2 more. Like, the guy's never going to make it to the top. He's just not good enough. If you're losing to Perez in 2026, you're cooked. So Johnson, no hope for you. Perez, you're probably going to lose your next one. Moving on. Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. This was the worst fight of the night up until the finish. I did a worst fight of the night prediction for Ty Miller and Adam Fugit because I didn't think there was going to be a finish, but there was. This ended up being probably the worst fight of the night other than the women's fight, but we'll get to that. And women's fights are always terrible, so it doesn't really count. But yeah, Bukauskas and Krylov, it was sloppy as fuck. This was like a Gaethje versus Pimlet fight without the actual strikes landing and without actual damage being done. These guys just winged fucking punches. Both of them looked awful. They both suck at fighting. They both will never be anything in the sport. Modestas, you have a guy that's like literally chinny as fuck, and Krylov, and you can't get him out of there. It was embarrassing. Both of these guys are terrible. I really have nothing to say about this fight. They literally just winged punches back and forth, hitting the guard for 3 rounds. Like, it was awful. Krylov, I don't know if they pointed down or not, but they just started swinging with 10 seconds left. Krylov clips him, puts him down. Modestas did go out cold on the canvas with 3 seconds left. It was cool that ended in a finish. Krylov gets the win. I was wrong, so I'm now 2-2 on picks, but yeah, nothing much to say. These guys looked awful, just winging punches, no defense, no actual skill, and it was a pretty shitty fight, but Krylov gets it done in the end. Moving on. Another little surprising one. I did pick Gaethje, so I'm now 3-2 on picks, but Gaethje versus Puliaev. Gaethje wins 30-27, which that's insane. He won 29-28, but Puliaev, I think Puliaev won the 3rd round, but Gaethje literally in the first, I think it was 20 seconds, literally the first shot he landed right on Puliaev, fucking knocked him right back, almost into the fence. And I was like, all right, it's done here. But Puliaev, he was battering Gaethje at the back end of that first round. And then he was doing good in the second round too, but he got dropped again. Like, if he didn't get dropped in those rounds, Puliaev would have won. But the power of Gaethje is just absolutely different. The guy faced adversity for the first time, and he actually didn't do too bad. So credit to Gaethje. He's not as high level as like we thought he was. Like he definitely has some like stuff to improve on. Like, if he fought like a Gastelum or like a Vettori or like a Bruno Fajeda or something like that, he might have been in trouble tonight, but good thing it was against a pretty low level guy in Puliaev. Credit to Puliaev for staying in there and not just quitting in the first round after he got like blasted in 10 seconds. But yeah, Puliaev ended up winning the 3rd round, which is pretty cool. He didn't get dropped in that round. That was the only round he didn't get dropped, but Gaethje definitely has some shit to work on. It was a little fun fight though, because Gaethje could end it in any minute, and if Puliaev started to put the pressure on, he could have got him out of there. But yeah, it was a pretty cool fight to watch. Gaethje gets it done. We're now 3-2 on picks, but Gaethje not as high level as we thought. Get him in there against like a higher ranked guy, but still, I was thinking like ranked guy after this. No way, he loses to a ranked guy. Get him like just a guy outside of the rankings, maybe like top 20, 25. I think that'd be a good next step. Moving on. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I take it back. Krylov versus Bukauskas wasn't the worst fight. This was. Deiveson Figueiredo, you landed 8 significant strikes. 8 significant strikes, bro. Like it's time to retire, man. You don't do shit. You just stand there and you don't throw. You wait on the back foot to counter, and you're not like a good striker anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened to you. You look good at 135 like 2 years ago when you first moved up, but now you're just awful. I don't know what the fuck happened to you. Umar didn't do shit either. The whole first round, they just fucking stared at each other. Umar got a takedown at the end. Second round, I don't think Umar got a takedown. And they just did more fucking staring at each other. The last 10 seconds, Deiveson actually went at it and was like trying to land on Umar for the first time in the entire fight. He tried to throw punches, so that was pretty cool to see at the last 10 seconds of the second round. And then third round, they just stared at each other, and then Umar got another takedown and just laid on top of him for the rest of the round. This was a horrible fucking fight. Bad look for Umar. You need to get Figueiredo out of there at this point. And for Figueiredo, you need to retire. One more fight, maybe in like a Brazil again. I know you just fought there, but maybe Brazil. One more fight and then leave, because you're doing nothing to this bantamweight division. You are fucking awful at fighting now. I don't know what happened to you. I'd like to know like what happened, like from you going from a top level guy to now being shit. So, we'll never know, but yeah, rethink your decisions and please retire. Umar, there's no way you're getting a title shot. Now that O'Malley won, it's going to be O'Malley versus Peter, or it's going to be Peter versus Merab too. There's no way Umar gets the shot after that shitty performance. So Yeah, you gotta go for more. You gotta fucking try harder against Figueiredo, bro. You know he's no match for you. Just try to go, like, try to get a sub. Try to do something. Try to go, like, go at him on the feet. There's just no urgency for a finish with these Dagestani guys, so. At least for Umar, but yeah, he wins 30-27, boring ass fight. Moving on. This was a good little scrap. My guy Gene Silva wins. As I said, I like Gene Silva. I hate him outside of the cage. He's the most annoying fucker outside of the cage, but he beats Arnold Allen 29-28. Someone gave him a 30-27. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I think he won the first round. Arnold Allen, I think he won the first round. Yeah, he was piecing up Gene. I don't know how. 30-27 is actually crazy. That's pre-written. Shout out Guru. He always says that shit. That's a pre-written scorecard because ain't no way. But first round, Arnold was picking him apart, landing a ton of leg kicks. Arnold looked good as fuck. And then round 2 and 3, Gene Silva put the pressure on. And yeah, Arnold just, I think he maybe broke his hand or broke something again because he was barely throwing in the third round. And yeah, got a little scrappy. Not really much to say. I think Diego Lopez took Gene Silva's like soul, which sucks because Gene Silva, you know, he said the corner wanted him to like be a little bit more tentative, but I don't know, man. That first round, I thought he was just gonna fucking lose. I'm glad he brought it back in the second and third. He was popping Arnold Allen, but I think Diego Lopez took a little bit of his soul because that did not look like the Gene Silva that, you know, that's one of my favorite fighters. That looked like a watered down Gene Silva. So hopefully in his next fight he actually goes out there and puts caution to the wind again because. Yeah, this was a good performance, but it wasn't the most exciting. It was a good little scrap. That was definitely fight of the night so far at this point in the card. But yeah, why was it a 9 p.m. start time? But then this fight fucking ended at like 10 o'clock. Like it took an hour for the first fight to finish. I know they were doing like a bunch of like new shit for Paramount, but yeah, that sucked. The card got done around the same time, and the ads were horrible. Holy shit! Someone fixed the fucking ads. We don't even see fighter walkouts anymore. That sucks. That's a genuinely like shitty part of Paramount. Whereas we're not seeing the fighter walkouts, but. I mean, hey, it's like fucking $60 a year, so I'll take it. Anyway, moving on. I'm not going to talk too much about this card. My girlfriend did win. We celebrated hard last night. You know, we had a good night after the win. We went out, had a few drinks. You know, it was a good night. And congrats to my girlfriend. She did win. But this fight was absolutely boring. I was on my phone for half of it, so I don't really have a recap for it. This was the worst fight of the night, other than Umar. I mean, actually, this was better than Umar Figi because at least we got to look at Natalia Silva, and she looked hot as fuck, so... Yeah, this fight, let's just move on. Natalia Silva wins. We had a good night last night. Shout out to my girlfriend for winning. Don't have much to say. Rose, what happened to you, Rose? Like, genuinely, what happened? When I wasn't on my phone and I was actually watching, you just look like a shell of yourself. I don't know what the fuck happened to you, so, yeah. Moving on. Oh, I forgot to keep up with my picks. I'll do that at the end, but... Yeah, Derek Lewis. It's time for you to retire, my guy. You looked absolutely fucking awful. You look like Drewski striking out there, bro. You were Drewski reincarnated. You know that video of Drewski like going like, you know what I'm talking about. Derek Lewis, you look absolutely dog shit. Waldo, you didn't really look too good either. You could barely land on Derek in the first round. And then, second round started. Derek was trying to throw this kick, but it was so like, as soon as he went southpaw or orthodox, I can't remember, but as soon as he switched stances, Waldo knew the kick was coming. Derek threw it every time, so it's like, the fuck are you doing? Like, we know the kick's coming, bro. I could have defended that shit, but anyway, second round came out. Waldo literally landed a fucking pepper jab on this guy's nose, and he fucking twisted his ankle and fell. And then just gave up Anthony Smith style. So, yeah, Derek Lewis is finished. Literally cut Derek Lewis. I don't even want to see him on the White House. Don't even put the guy in the White House. That was an embarrassment. That was the worst performance of the night. Derek Lewis. How does Derek Lewis come out in one fight and, like, go, like, fucking ham in the first 30 seconds and then, like, look like this in the next one? Like, make it make sense. Waldo didn't look that good either. Heavyweight's in shambles. Yeah, Waldo. Who did Waldo call out? Oh, he called out Curtis Blades. That could be a little fun matchup. I think that probably will happen next, Curtis versus Acosta, because if Alex moves up to heavyweight, then they got to settle that shit there. So, yeah, shitty fight. Derek, go fuck yourself, honestly, after that. Moving on. A little controversial here. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. Sean wins 29-28. I see a lot of people online right now saying Song Yadong won. I don't know. It was a really close fight, and I predicted Sean O'Malley by split decision. I almost fucking got that right. But O'Malley wins by unanimous. I thought I was going to get the Sean by split. I thought I was going to nail that prediction, but I knew it would have been a close fight. But honestly, Song was doing his thing. I don't really remember the rounds. All I remember is the main event, to be honest, because it was a banger. But I can't remember really the rounds. I think the first round went to Song, if I can remember correctly. Yes, it did, because he took O'Malley down in the first round. and he was landing good shots. Second round, he also took O'Malley down. I think that's what people are complaining about. They thought Song round 1 and 2, O'Malley wasn't really doing anything, but round 2 I think he outdid him on strikes just by a little bit. But Song did get the takedown, so I think that's why people think he won. I don't really like when it's a close fight. I don't really care who wins. Like if it's close, it could go either way. I'm not mad at the decision. Obviously they're probably going to give it to O'Malley. Like I think the judges are corrupt, so obviously I think they're going to give it to O'Malley if it's close. Like they give it to the popular fighter. That does happen. I don't care what anyone fucking says. It's rigged. If the more popular fighters in a really close fight, they give it to the popular guy. So I'm not mad at this, but third round was O'Malley's best round. He came out. He was peppering Song. Song was bleeding. Hit Song with a nice knee at the end of the second round. And O'Malley's back. Walkout was fire. But other than that, mid-performance by both. Song never shows up in the big fights. This was his best performance, though, in like a big-time fight. This was definitely his best performance, but always loses in big-time fights. O'Malley looked mid as fuck. Called out Peter Yan. It's probably going to happen because they just fucking give O'Malley anything, but I think Peter Yan does nasty things to O'Malley in a rematch. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. Pretty mid. Moving on, main event. This fight was an absolute war. It was a straight banger. Great first main event for Paramount. I loved it. It was a great fight, but it was so low skill level. Neither of these guys are top level anymore. Justin Gaethje's bottom of the barrel. Justin Gaethje might struggle against like BSD, against maybe Hooker, like who knows, but Gaethje didn't look good. Paddy didn't look good, but since it was a war, it was a great fight. But both guys are so low level. I'm going to drop a video tomorrow talking about that. These guys are low level ass fighters. Neither of them belong in the... This is like an embarrassment to the UFC to have these two guys fighting for a championship. Ilya, Armin, Charles, and Max all finished both of these guys finished the fight. Both of them finished either Pimlet or Gaethje. Gaethje's fucked when he fights Ilya. If that fight happens, he's getting sparked out in literally like 30 seconds. I'm dead serious. In 30 seconds, he's going to get sparked out. But yeah, Gaethje wins. Dropped Paddy a few times. Eye poked him twice. And both times he eye poked him. Or no, the second time he eye poked him. Paddy, put his hands down, and then Gaethje rocked him and dropped him. So that sucked for Paddy. Gaethje's a little cheating bastard, but no, I'm just kidding. But I don't like Gaethje, so I'm mad he won. This is no representation of what, the sport should be. This is kind of like an embarrassment to the sport having Justin Gaethje be a champion, but hey, whatever. It's bullshit. But Paddy showed great heart. I don't know how he didn't get knocked out. He was battered. He was so battered. And he kept falling over. Like, these two fuckers are so goofy. Every time Paddy would get hit by a big shot, he'd fucking wobble up against the cage and then, trip on the fucking cage. Like, the guy's footing was off all night. Justin Gaethje was so fucking stiff out in that first round. He looked so stiff. Like, oh, these guys are ass. Like, these guys are literally ass at fighting. Gaethje used to be good. And good thing they're both still entertaining, but they're both low level. Both of these guys do not know how to defend against strikes. Paddy's hands were fucking down the entire fight. How are your hands down against Justin Gaethje? And what was the game plan, bro? What was your game plan was to go in there against Gaethje? It wasn't. I know the game plan was to take him down. I think he just got caught up in the moment, and he couldn't take Gaethje down. He tried. He couldn't get him down. Gaethje was pulling his head down, getting like a headlock position on the ground and punching him. I mean, Gaethje did look good, I guess, but it was against Pimlet, and Pimlet's ass. I will never trust Paddy Pimlet again in a fight. He doesn't know how to defend against strikes. Simple as that. And Gaethje doesn't either. Both of their defense was shit. But yeah, it was a banger fight. It was a war. Great first event. Let me see on picks. I picked Paddy, so let's actually start down here. Ty Miller. I picked Ty Miller, so 1-0. I picked Hokit, 2-0. 2-1, I picked Johnson. 2-2, I picked Modestus Bukauskas. 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 6-3, 7-3, 7-4. I'll take 7-4. 7-4 is not bad on predictions. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the card in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. We're back. Peace.